The Grizzlies have a golden opportunity after the 2025-2026 NBA schedule was released. The NBA has given the Grizzlies an opportunity to possibly be one of the better teams in the West this season. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grizzlies Digest. I'm Tristan Harlan. Excited to be with you. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and you're gearing up, getting your energy ready for this upcoming work week. But, of course, this is coming in at a bit of a delay. I apologize for that. A little bit of stuff have gone on since last time I was here, but I've seen your comments. Some of them I very much appreciate them. One of them talk about Damian Lillard. Yes, I do think he's going to play. Just trust the process. See, it doesn't work because it's not the same team, but you get it nonetheless. But before we begin, of course, we want to go ahead and talk. See, I do this every year for all my TikTok people. 66.9% of you guys are not subscribed. 33.1% of you guys are. To my 66.9%, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We're bringing Grizzlies content almost every single day here on Grizzlies Digest. Excited to talk about. The season is just right around the corner. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, want to keep up with the Memphis Grizzlies, all things, whether that's trades, rumors, news, that's actually news, stuff like that, be sure to click that subscribe button because we're bringing that content to you as fast as we can. It's about 33.1% of the people that are watching these videos. Thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button. Hopefully you've clicked that notification bell so that you also don't miss out on any Grizzly news, trades, rumors, or anything of that nature that's broken within now between the end of the season. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. Of course, the NBA schedule was released, and let's just say the Grizzlies have a very good schedule. Now, take into account the fact that the Grizzlies are going to be overseas come the Martin Luther King Jr. game, and that's the Orlando game where I'm sure a lot of fans would have loved that game to be in Memphis, to be in the FedEx Forum, to be in the Grindhouse so that Desmond Bane can get his return, and he's got Tyus Jones with him now. But overall, this schedule looks pretty favorable for the Grizzlies. Now, of course, we open up the schedule against the New Orleans Pelicans on Wednesday, October 22nd. And then they play Miami, Indiana before they hit the road to play their first road game of the season against Golden State, followed by a road trip to Phoenix. And then the LA Lakers come to town. One of the only times they will come to Memphis this season before they hit the road to play the Toronto Raptors, and then Detroit, Houston, and then you see the rest of the schedule there. But, of course, all this is broken down by our friend Rob Fisher over there on X. He's the Grizzlies sideline reporter for Grind City Media. So if you're a Grizzlies fan and you don't look forward to this post every single season, regular season schedule drop, then I don't know if you're really a Grizzlies fan. But, of course, we don't come without notes from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Rob Fisher. The season opener, as I mentioned, is against New Orleans on October 22nd, followed, again, like I said, then the 10 games on national television. Now, I'm going to get into that in a second, but 3 games on Prime, 3 games on Peacock, 3 games on ESPN, and then 1 on NBC. 14 back-to-backs, 4 in March. Thank God we don't have Joel Embiid on our rosters, or we would not have a starting center for 14 games. Only 1 visit to Memphis for Golden State, Los Angeles, and Utah, as I just mentioned, for Golden State and Los Angeles. Longest trip will be 5 games. Longest homestand will be 6 games. So let's go ahead and get our forks and our knives and cut into the meat and try to make sense of this schedule. Now we go back, we look at it. Now, here's my thing. I very easily think that the Grizzlies can win 40 to 53 games with this schedule. Now, when I say that, I mean I think they can win those amount of games if everybody stays healthy and nobody gets suspended and nothing crazy happens to where the entire roster is shaken up. Now, I'm sure in the second half of the season, if somebody's not playing up to standards, the smart thing would be to trade them at the deadline. Now, we know how that climate works. We know how the Grizzlies front office works. So if we see that, time will tell. And, of course, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button to follow that here on Grizzlies Digest. But the biggest takeaway, really, is that the 4 of the 5 on the road to close out the season is really tough. I mean, you got Minnesota, you got Cleveland, who's arguably the favorite to win the East. You've got Denver, Utah, and then Houston. to close out the season. Now, my thing is and again, I'd like to know what you think about it in the comment section. Is why aren't the Grizzlies getting that many national TV games? Now, you would think that with the rise of the popularity of Ja Morant and overseas territories and how Jaren Jackson Jr. has been in the news as of late with Kevin Garnett and guys of that nature, you would think the Grizzlies would have more TV games. Now, the Warriors, on the other hand, they have over 30 games, and a lot of people are speculating that Stephen Curry is going to retire because of that. That's why they have so many games. But this is not the place to talk about that. The other thing is I'm shocked that the Lakers are not coming to Memphis more than once this season. Now, of course, everybody knows the Lakers-Grizzlies rivalry, if you even can call it that. Of course, I mean, nowadays you can, but back in the heyday with the grit and grind era and stuff like that, it wasn't really a rivalry. But LeBron comes to town, and a lot of people are going to want to go to those games because of who LeBron James is and what that game means to the city of Memphis. And I mean, you go back over the years, you look at the Dylan Brooks LeBron James beef, you look at when Ja Morant put LeBron on a poster and he cried to the refs for a foul. I mean, we go on with a list. But another thing is that, and I didn't pull the tweet, but it just dawned on me, and I wanted to bring it up, is that the Grizzlies are actually charging a lot of money for tickets this season. I think I saw the tweet. I can't remember who posted it, but it was like over $100 for nosebleeds. Now, I get prices change. They the cost of everything goes up, so NBA tickets are going to do the same thing as well. But I can remember back in the day. Now, and I don't mean to sound like an old head here, because I know there's a lot more older people who watch these videos and watch this video that's going to be watching this video. So I'll get to my question in a second before you guys put in the comments. But I remember when I first went to a Grizzlies game. It was, I want to say 2008, maybe 2007, maybe it was even 2010. Nosebleeds were like $15. We used to get free tickets at school. Of course, the bigger matchups were a little bit pricier because of who was coming to town, but in the playoff games were a little bit pricier because, of course, it's the playoffs. But even in 2013, when I went to the Western Conference Finals game against the Spurs in Game 4, I think the person I went with and I sat pretty high up. I can't remember what section we were in, but we sat pretty high up, and I think tickets were less than $100. Nowadays, the tweet said that nosebleeds were $120 something. Now, I get everybody's got to make profit, and everybody's got to make their ends meet, but for a team like the Grizzlies, you would think tickets wouldn't be that expensive. Now, I'm not saying that because the Grizzlies are going to be bad this season, but I'm saying it for the area that the Grizzlies are in. I mean, they're in Memphis. It's a blue-collar town, and it's not a L.A. or a Miami or a New Orleans or a Houston or, somewhere of that nature where these people have $300 to $400 to spend on NBA tickets. I mean, a lot of these fans in Memphis are single parent income households, or they're not making more than $30K a year in some instances. But I just think from an aspect of what the Grizzlies mean to the city of Memphis, you got to drop those prices. Now, it could just be for the season opener, because season opener is a huge game. I would get that. Maybe not $120 something for nosebleeds, but I get that being a little bit more pricier. But for a game in December against the Philadelphia 76ers, you would think those tickets would be cheaper. Now, I'm sure depending on how the schedule goes and how the season goes, it may drop, so on and so forth. I apologize for my nose. The weather here is crazy and my nose is running. But I just, from the aspect of the schedule, I mean, of course, you're seeing Rob Fisher's marks up here, but another thing about the schedule is that there's a tough back-to-back from 2 road games. I mean, of course, they play Washington at home, then they go to Oklahoma City, the defending champs, play them on Peacock, and then they play at Utah. They come home to play Milwaukee. They leave to play Washington, and then they come home to play the Wizards. Then I'm sorry, not come home to play the Wizards. They come home to play the Sixers. Then they go on the road to play 2 straight road games against the Lakers. Now, I get 82 games. You got to make the schedule up somewhere. But I don't know. I don't like playing the same team back to back. I get it cuts costs on travel and whatnot. But I just think it's a little iffy, if you will. But what I want to know in the comments, and this is one of my favorite parts of the videos, is when I get to interact with you guys, hear your thoughts. And again, I apologize for my nose. 2 things. 1, what game on the schedule, whether at home or away, because I know some of the fans like to travel to watch the Grizzlies play out of town, what game on the schedule are you most excited for outside of the NBA Cup? Okay, that's the only restriction I'm going to put on the comment. It cannot be an NBA Cup game. And my second question for you is, what is the cheapest you've ever paid for a Grizzlies ticket? Now, I know a couple years ago, and by a couple, I mean a good amount, like 2018, 19, 20, before John Morant was drafted, I put it that way. Tickets were like $2 for nosebleeds. But what is the cheapest you've ever paid for a Grizzlies ticket, and where did you sit? What game was it, and what was the final score of that game? Of course, I think the cheapest ticket that I got was middle section. It was not the lower bowl, but it wasn't nosebleeds either. And it's been a while, so apologize for not giving you a specific section number. But the Grizzlies played Phoenix on a Martin Luther King Jr. night, and I want to say the Grizzlies won that game, and it was before Jeff Green joined the team. So, and I think Jeff Green was in Phoenix. So that would have been, I don't know, maybe 2014, maybe 20. I can't exactly remember, but I do remember it was Phoenix, and I do remember it was Martin Luther King Jr. game because it was on the old video board at FedEx Forum, the middle hang. That's now the big Jumbotron looking thing, but it's not Jumbotron because Jumbotron is a brand. But to quit the rambling, let me know what game you're most excited for, and let me know what's the cheapest you ever paid for a Grizzlies ticket, who they played, what was the final score, who was the leading scorer, if you will. If you remember that, or if you want to Google it, just to put it in the comment section, I would appreciate it. And my third and final thing that I want to know in the comment section. Now, you guys probably aren't going to comment anything, but what is your season outlook? What do you think the record's going to be? Who do you think is going to be the leading scorer? And why is it going to be John Morant, possibly? And where do you think the Grizzlies finish? Not in the West, but what do you think the final season tally is? And how far do you think they make it in the postseason? For me, if I had to put it, I think they win 53 games. And it's my best case scenario. And I'm not going to be a wise guy and say, 82-0 or 0-82. Best case is they win 53 games, make it to the semifinals of the West, and lose to the Timberwolves. Then the Timberwolves go on to play the Thunder. Timberwolves upset the Thunder in 7. Timberwolves go on and win the championship. Now, as much as I would love the Grizzlies to win the championship this year, I just think it's Anthony Edwards' year. But, like I said, let me know what your season outlook is. What's the final record? Where did they finish up in the West? And what is the result of the season? And also, and included in that, what would make the season a success? Now, don't be a wise guy and say, NBA championship. I want a legitimate comment. But again, just let me know your thoughts in the comments, because listen, I'm different. I like to interact with you guys. I like to read what you guys think. I like to bring it, use some of you guys' ideas, and break it down here on Grizzlies Digest to really talk about it. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a Sunday, so I'm trying to keep a little monotone-ish voice because, everybody's trying to get back in that mode for work coming Monday and the work week and stuff like that. But If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click that subscribe button, click that like button. Wow. Comment those things down below. Share this video with a friend. Possibly share it on Facebook. Call me an idiot. I don't care. But again, guys, let me know those things in the comments. And if you're excited for the Grizzlies NBA season, go ahead and drop a Go Grizz in the comment section as well. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. This has been Tristan Harlan for Grizzlies Digest, signing off saying goodbye. Have a great week if I don't talk to you this week, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.